Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the vast expanse of human experience, guided by the lantern of curiosity and the compass of historical inquiry. Today, we find ourselves at the threshold of a pivotal event in modern history, the Battle of Mogadishu. This fateful confrontation, etched into the annals of time, beckons us to explore its origins, to unravel the tangled threads of cause and effect that led to this cataclysmic clash. As we set out on this exploration, let us first immerse ourselves in the historical context of this battle. The stage was set in the early 1990s, a period marked by great upheaval and transformation across the globe. Somalia, a nation located in the Horn of Africa, had been embroiled in a devastating civil war since the late 1980s. The collapse of the Somali government in January 1991, following the overthrow of President Siad Barre, led to a power vacuum that would eventually draw in international forces. The city of Mogadishu, once a thriving metropolis with a rich cultural heritage, was now a battleground, scarred by the ravages of war and factional violence. In this tumultuous landscape, various clans and factions vied for control, each seeking to assert its dominance over the city and the country. The Darod clan, led by Mohammed Farah Aidid, emerged as one of the most powerful and influential factions in Mogadishu. Aidid, a former general in the Somali army, had played a key role in the overthrow of President Barre and was now determined to establish himself as the leader of a new Somali government. As the civil war raged on, the international community began to take notice of the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Somalia. In August 1992, the United Nations launched Operation Provide Relief, a humanitarian mission aimed at delivering food and aid to the starving population. However, the operation was hindered by the lack of security and the presence of armed factions, who often hijacked or attacked convoys. In response to these challenges, the United Nations Security Council authorized the deployment of a peacekeeping force, known as the United Nations Operation in Somalia, in April 1992. The mission was initially led by Lieutenant General Thomas Montgomery, but it was later replaced by UNISOM II, a more robust and assertive operation, in March 1993. As we delve deeper into the origins of the Battle of Mogadishu, we find ourselves in the midst of a complex web of alliances, rivalries, and competing interests. The Somali clans, the United Nations, and other international actors were all vying for influence and control in a city torn apart by conflict and instability. In the months leading up to the battle, tensions between the United Nations forces and the Somali clans continued to escalate. On June 5, 1993, 24 Pakistani soldiers were killed in an ambush, prompting the United Nations to launch a series of raids against Aidid's stronghold in southern Mogadishu. The situation continued to deteriorate, with both sides engaging in a cycle of retaliation and revenge. As we approach the critical juncture that would ultimately lead to the Battle of Mogadishu, we find ourselves in the sweltering heat of the Somali summer, amidst the ruins of a once great city. The air is thick with tension, as the United Nations forces, led by Major General William Garrison, prepare to launch a series of operations aimed at capturing key figures within Aidid's clan. Join me, dear listeners, as we embark on this journey into the very heart of the Battle of Mogadishu. Welcome back, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the pivotal events of the Battle of Mogadishu. The events of October 3-4, 1993, would prove to be a defining moment in modern military history, a testament to the bravery and resilience of the soldiers involved, and a stark reminder of the complexities and challenges of urban warfare. As we delve into the details of the battle, we find ourselves in the midst of a sweltering Somali summer, with temperatures soaring above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The city of Mogadishu, once a thriving metropolis, was now a battleground, its streets narrow and winding, lined with crumbling buildings, and filled with the sounds of gunfire and chaos. The American forces, led by Major General William Garrison, had been tasked with capturing key figures within Muhammad Farah Aidid's clan, including 2 of his top lieutenants. The operation, codenamed Gothic Serpent, was designed to be a swift and decisive raid, with a team of elite soldiers from the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, also known as Delta Force, supported by elements of the 75th Ranger Regiment and the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. As the American forces inserted into the city, they were met with fierce resistance from Aidid's militiamen, who had been alerted to the operation and were determined to defend their leader. The battle raged on for hours, with both sides exchanging gunfire and rocket-propelled grenades, as the Americans fought to complete their mission and extract their troops. One of the most iconic and dramatic moments of the battle occurred when 2 Black Hawk helicopters, call signs Super 64 and Super 61, were shot down by rocket-propelled grenades. The crash of Super 64, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Cliff Wolcott, resulted in the deaths of 3 crew members, while the crew of Super 61, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Mike Durant, was forced to make an emergency landing, with Durant being taken prisoner by Aidid's militiamen. As the battle intensified, the American forces found themselves surrounded and outnumbered, with their supply lines stretched thin. The situation was further complicated by the fact that the Somali militiamen had begun to use civilians as human shields, making it difficult for the Americans to distinguish between friend and foe. Despite these challenges, the American soldiers fought bravely, using their training and expertise to hold off the militiamen and protect their wounded comrades. The bravery of Medal of Honor recipient Master Sergeant Gary Verforce, Gordon and Sergeant First Class Randy Shugart, who gave their lives to protect the crew of Super 64, is a testament to the courage and sacrifice of the soldiers involved in this battle. As the night wore on, the American forces were eventually able to extract their troops, but not without suffering significant casualties. The Battle of Mogadishu resulted in the deaths of 18 American soldiers, with over 70 wounded, while estimates suggest that between 1,500 to 3,000 Somali militiamen and civilians were killed or injured. As we reflect on the events of October 3-4, 1993, we are reminded of the complexities and challenges of urban warfare, where the lines between friend and foe are often blurred, and the risks of civilian casualties are high. The Battle of Mogadishu serves as a stark reminder of the bravery and resilience of soldiers in the face of overwhelming odds, and the importance of careful planning and execution in military operations. And so, dear listeners, we shall pause here, having explored the heart of the Battle of Mogadishu. Join me as we continue our journey through this pivotal moment in modern history. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our exploration of the Battle of Mogadishu. The Battle of Mogadishu was a pivotal moment in modern military history, marking a significant shift in the way the United States approached urban warfare and counterinsurgency operations. In the immediate aftermath of the battle, the Clinton administration faced intense criticism for its handling of the situation. The images of American soldiers being dragged through the streets of Mogadishu, as well as the footage of the downed Black Hawk helicopters, had a profound impact on public opinion. The incident led to a re-evaluation of American involvement in Somalia, and ultimately, the withdrawal of U.S. forces from the country. The Battle of Mogadishu also had a significant impact on American military strategy. The incident highlighted the importance of careful planning and execution in urban warfare operations, as well as the need for clear rules of engagement and robust support systems. The battle led to changes in the way the U.S. military approached counterinsurgency operations, with a greater emphasis on training and preparation for urban warfare scenarios. One of the key lessons learned from the Battle of Mogadishu was the importance of having a clear and well-defined mission objective. The American forces involved in the battle had been tasked with capturing key figures within Muhammad Farah Aidid's clan, but the operation was ultimately compromised by a lack of clarity and coordination. This lesson would be applied in future military operations, including the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Battle of Mogadishu also led to significant changes in the way the U.S. military approached civilian casualties and collateral damage. The incident highlighted the need for greater care and precision in urban warfare operations in order to minimize harm to non-combatants. This lesson would be applied in future conflicts, with a greater emphasis on precision-guided munitions and careful targeting. In addition to its impact on American foreign policy and military strategy, the Battle of Mogadishu also had a profound effect on the soldiers who fought in it. Many of the soldiers involved in the battle suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and other psychological trauma, highlighting the need for greater support and resources for veterans. As we reflect on the aftermath of the Battle of Mogadishu, we are reminded of the complexities and challenges of urban warfare. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the bravery and resilience of soldiers in the face of overwhelming odds, as well as the importance of careful planning and execution in military operations. In the words of Master Sergeant Gary I. Gordon, one of the Medal of Honor recipients from the battle, "It's not about being a hero. It's about doing what needs to be done." The Battle of Mogadishu will always be remembered as a testament to the courage and sacrifice of the soldiers who fought in it, and a reminder of the importance of learning from history in order to build a better future. And so, dear listeners, we come to the end of our journey through the Battle of Mogadishu. We hope that this series has provided you with a deeper understanding of this pivotal moment in modern military history and the impact it had on American foreign policy and military strategy. Join us next time on History with Herodotus, as we explore more fascinating stories from the past. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.